Hey everybody, Alex Kozora, SteelersDepot.com, back to do another tape analysis, this time talking the Steelers' 16-10 Sunday victory over the Cincinnati Bengals. We talked a lot about the offense in many of our previous videos, so I wanted to pay some attention to the defense and just how outstanding they've been, and let's focus on one of the most outstanding players on an already outstanding defense with Cam Heyward. One of his better games on Sunday. I snubbed him from my winners and losers list, and I was very wrong about that on Steelers Depot, so I'm sure I took some flack in the comments for that, rightfully so. So to make up for it, we'll talk Heyward today, look at his dominance against the Bengals. Always dominates Cincinnati, and that tough offensive line had a great game in Week 4 and followed that up on this past Sunday. So first play here, early in the game, first quarter, working on the center, Trey Hopkins. In today's video, we're looking at pass rush, we're looking at run defense, we're looking at effort, just the whole layer of it. So first play here, taking on the zone block by the center, Trey Hopkins. And Hopkins is actually one of their better offensive linemen. But Heyward, hands inside, take control of the block, vision on the ball carrier, stack it, create lengths, and shed. As a run defender, you want to create space to be able to disengage from the block easier, to keep vision on the football. As a pass rusher, you want to eat up that space, but you see it here with Heyward being able to create space once he gets engaged. Long arm with that left inside hand in the chest plate of Hopkins to create space and to more easily shed him once the ball carrier, in this case Joe Mixon, commits. So there's the shed. It's a little arm over with the outside hand. Hopkins now left in the dust, and Heyward finishes it with the tackle. So I'll go through it one more time, and then we'll go on to the next play. But again, check out Heyward on Hopkins. Next play is a pretty notable one. The sack that he had in this game, just walking back again, poor Trey Hopkins right into the lap of quarterback Ryan Finley. This is just speed of power. They've been, on some third downs, I believe this is the third down, they have Heyward stand up just to kind of move him around, put him in different looks, and you're not entirely sure where he's going to rush. Is he going to stunt? Is he going to slant? Or is he going to just straight up rush? This time, jumps over a gap, and then just speed the power on this bull rush, and just walking Hopkins back and then taking down Ryan Finley. I mean, you just don't see many guys with the speed, or the speed to power conversion that a guy like Cam Heyward has, and just the pure strength he has, the technique he plays with. This is obviously raw power, but again, hand use, being able to have a solid punch, hands inside, and just walk Hopkins back right here, and then shed, finish the play with power. Just a special dude. Not a lot of guys can bull the offensive lineman the way that Cam Heyward does. So one last look, we'll jump to the next play. More minor example here, but one of the best attributes that Heyward has, and he's got basically all positive attributes, is the effort that he plays with, the motor and the chase that he has. This probably isn't the most prime example of fanatical effort, but I wanted to show it because it's probably the best example from this Sunday. So Finley, with mobility, able to break the pocket here, and Heyward, again, I think a lot of linemen probably would chase it, but Heyward, the way that he does every single time, no matter where the ball's at, to chase this one, to keep Finley from being able to cut this one back, slides down, prevents him from picking up the first down. But I mean, you see the ball gets thrown on a screen downfield. Heyward immediately just taking off, and this is a guy that plays obviously a ton of snaps, about 80% of the time. You think he would want to conserve energy and not have to run everything out to be able to handle and endure all the snaps he's going to play, but not him, and really no one along this defensive line loafs. I mean, whether you're talking Javon Hargrave, Tuitt when he was healthy, Tyson Alulu is a great effort player, Isaiah Buggs is starting to get there, so it's really just been ingrained and passed down from Aaron Smith and Brett Kiesel, all taught by John Mitchell, to guys like Cam Heyward, who passes it down, to guys like Stephon Tuitt, who then passes it down to guys like Javon Hargrave. So it's a standard. You have to be able to run this stuff out. You have to play with fanatical effort, and Cam Heyward most certainly does. This play didn't end with a good result, but for Heyward it was a positive. And again, it's just speed to power, the bull rush here, working on the left guard, Billy Price, a couple of Ohio State guys, but Heyward much more accomplished in the NFL. And again, just bull rush, the smaller, weaker guard here. Again, the hand use, driving him back. You really just see him right here, really gets Price. And it ultimately results in a touchdown. This is Tyler Boyd's 15-yard catch on Joe Hayden, which obviously was a negative, but for Heyward, again, collapse in the pocket, you get that A-gap pressure, the quarterback can't step into it, it's going to help your edge rushers get home. So, nice play here from Cam Heyward. This play was ultimately negated by a Devin Bush hands to the face call, but Cam Heyward forcing a fumble in this one. I think we forget about this play because of the penalty, but Heyward coming on the line, finishing this one, Barron with the initial tackle, Heyward now go for the ball once that tackle's been secured by Barron, punches it out, recovered by Cincinnati. Could have been a real negative play for them. Obviously, potential for a turnover for Pittsburgh. All, again, negated by the Bush penalty right there. Yep, that's a good call. Hands to the face all day. But Heyward, again, just run to the ball, finish. IQ to punch that football out, to actually then execute and punch the football out, and nearly create a positive play for the defense, or big play for the defense. So, again, negated. But you love the little things from Cam Heyward, and he embodies doing the little things as a defensive lineman in the NFL. Okay, a couple more we're going to look at here. The Steelers barely played any sort of base or big defense on Sunday because the Bengals played almost exclusively 11 personnel with 3 receivers. But here's one of the rare examples where they go heavy with an extra lineman in the game and a tight end too. So the Steelers actually responded with playing essentially a 4-3 defense. 4 down linemen, Heyward, Hargrave, McCullers, and Alulu with 3 linebackers. And what that allows, similar to their 3-4 over scheme, is to now get the DN, who's normally on a tackle or a guard, now on a tight end, which is obviously a huge advantage for the defense. And Heyward here working on whoever that is, Uzama, I believe, sheds him and makes a tackle for, I believe, no gain on this play. Yeah, it was no gain. So you get the right matchup with the scheme, and then Heyward takes advantage. If you're a good player, you want to take advantage of a bad matchup, and he did here. Looks inside, forces Mixon to bounce it, then sheds him back outside. Hayden getting in there too, but Heyward cleans his thing up. Good rally by the rest of the defense. But, this is just elite run defense. Again, taking advantage of a terrible matchup that is heavily in the Steelers' favor. But peek inside, force Mixon to cut out, then shed him to the outside and make the tackle. That is two-gapping at its finest, just like Dick LeBeau would have drawn it up. So, one last look at it. But Heyward making a play on a terrible matchup, and that's what great players do. Okay, we talked a lot about Heyward's bull rush. He's actually not going to go with that here. Billy Price is probably expecting bull rush the entire game and trying to stress this A-gap to not let Heyward run him back into the pocket yet again. So this time he attacks it with a bit of finesse from Heyward. So again, inside look, then a little swipe and chop for Price to attack half man to the outside, and then finish it off with the rip move right here to win this rep, get pressure on Finley, and really puts a nice blow into him, while still playing clean, not getting called for roughing the passer. Mike Hilton on the breakup. So, you see it from Heyward, the attention to detail with the inside shade, Price trying to protect inside. Heyward initially starts off with just a little hint of he's going to come inside on this rush. Right there, starting inside, head line inside, so Price trying to squeeze that down. But then Heyward's going to chop and now attack the outside. We want to attack half man, attack half the body instead of staying square on him, unless you're going to go with a bull rush. And then the hand used to stay clean. Now Price has to try to jump over and recover. Heyward gets a little skinny, able to rip through to dip past Billy Price, straight to the quarterback, pressure the throw, big hit at the end, Hilton on the breakup. Does it get any better than that? Answer, no, it does not. So look at it full speed, real time for you. Just quick work. That's probably about 2.5 seconds, snap to pressure, which is just elite for any pass rusher. Only edge guys, but for a defensive lineman to get there that quickly in about 2.5 seconds, that is just simply phenomenal. And then last one here, going back to the greatest hits, Heyward with the bull rush, impacting this throw, nearly turns into an interception. Again, on the buddy, or our friend from the first couple clips, Trey Hopkins, the center, just walks him back here, straight bull rush, gets right in Finley's grill, probably impacts his throw a little bit, gets this thing to float maybe a little bit more than what he intended to. Hayden, nice job to high point this one, could have, would have, should have picked it off. But still, incompletion late in this game, about 5 minutes left. So Heyward again, coming down, slanting inside to get on Hopkins. One-on-one, just walks him back, speed the power. Really helps collapse this pocket. We'll look at it from the aerial view briefly just to kind of get a better view of how collapsed his pocket was. Right there, Heyward, you can kind of tell, maybe it's not a better view, but you can see Heyward generating some pressure on this play with that bull rush. And again, you collapse the pocket, it's going to make it a lot easier because now the quarterback can't step up. It's going to impact this throw. If he wants to bail, now he's going to be running outside into either TJ Watt or Bud Dupree. Not just on this play, but just generally speaking. And that's going to help those guys get more pressure and sacks and force fumbles and let them be the excellent players that they have been all year long. So, I wanted to give Cam Heyward some love, having a great season. Hashtag not a sack guy. That's what Booger said. Could not be any more wrong. One of the best interior linemen, pass rushers in football. I think he's 4th in sacks over that span over the last 3 years. So there's a train coming. That's, I guess, my train. So I'll talk to you guys